everybody, and welcome back to the Works Every Time podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Markus Oland.
I'm Justin Essenmacher.
And I'm Phillip Garcia.
We've got a great guest today, everybody. It is...
Monford Davis.
Yeah! Monford!
Best friend Monford Davis, baby.
Best friend Monford Davis on Instagram. We got a great episode for y'all today. Quick shout out. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify. Check out our Instagram as well. We got great clips coming on there. Shout out to TEJAS TONIC, our sponsor. Make sure you check out their product. Use the promo code WETPOD, WETPOD, on TejasTonic.com. They got gummies, seltzers, all the fun stuff. And shout out to Tejas for sponsoring our live show, which was awesome. Munford crushed on that. It was awesome.
It's always fun to partner up with Tejas and fight the good fight here in Texas.
That's right. We're fighting the good fight because we need our green, right?
Need the green, yeah. So
anyway,
thank you so much to TEJAS TONIC. We want to give a shout out to the Sunset Strip. You can find any one of us on one of the shows, you know, just come check it out. Sunset Strip, ATX.com.
Including
they got
Monford.
tickets. Yeah, Munford's on there a lot. We all work there. We're all, you know,
Go
performing
see
there.
Mumford. If you want to laugh, dude, go see Mumford.
We've been doing the pod almost 2 years now. Right? We're like a year and a half.
Year and a half.
We've been waiting a year and a half to have Mumford on. That's
and we're
crazy.
excited to have him on. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, and we got a great episode today, so make sure you check it out.
Yes, that's right. Check that out.
Did someone step on a dog toy? What was that?
I think that was my voice.
Yeah.
Mumford.
You're shitting on him already.
That's part
Be
of the
nice to
dynamic.
Justin.
Yeah, look, man.
All right, we'll be nice.
You know,
to
that's
Justin.
why I love Mumford. I come into work. Mumford always goes, "Hey, man, how you doing?" And I go, "Great. How are you?" And he goes, "I'm awesome. I love to see you." And I go, "I love to see you." And he goes, "You're just awesome." And I go, "Mumford, you're awesome." And he's just the sweetest man I know. And then he brings up every time I talk to him, he goes, "You know, you're one of the first guys I met. And I really appreciate that. You were so nice to me." And I go, "Dude, of course." It was just like, I could not be nice to you.
We're love
We were
bombing
all trying to find
Yeah.
our way and our people. And I met Mumford and we didn't know what we were doing. We were sitting at creek in the cave.
Yeah, Mumford's
Back
one
up.
of the goats from the jump for us guys.
Yeah, dude.
Patrick, share that Diet
Yeah.
Coke with Patrick.
Yeah, I guess I'm Patrick today because they're not that inclusive. You know, I don't like that they do this now because I think the plan is like you see a name of a friend and you're like, oh, I should buy him that Diet Coke.
Yeah, I bought you a Patrick because you definitely are a Patrick.
Yeah.
A white man.
Justin.
Yeah, that's actually what Patrick
That's
sounds
pretty
like.
good Patrick, right? Justin.
Say the N-word.
No.
Yeah.
Uh,
So Mumford, but
Inside baseball.
Yeah. So that's what happened. I
like
met
when
Mumford. That's how I
Mumford,
met Mumford. Yeah, I was gonna.
I was so scared. I had just moved here. I didn't know anybody, and I befriended Justin. I said, "Justin, I don't know where to go for the next mic. Can I come with you?" And
I said,
he
"Yeah,
yeah,
dude."
come on, buddy."
yeah.
Yeah, and I also was like, I don't know where I'm going.
Huckleberry Finn is this?
Yeah.
It was a Huckleberry Finn, dude. And then we became friends, and that's that. Now it's been 4 years.
You guys lived together. Bilal came and went. R.I.P. Bilal.
We've all lived.
I don't speak
I've never
his
lived
name.
with Phil, but I've lived with him. He's lived with him, and it's all kind of gone all over the map.
Yeah, I bring up that story every day. I just told our story last night again about how we lived in a 1-bedroom apartment with 4 adults. Willy Wonka style.
Yeah, back when it still had valor in this city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when it
Just-
mattered.
Back when it mattered.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Dude, that story's crazy. We had a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, we'll tell the grandkids we'll never have. That'll be great.
I know. I can't wait to tell them. Seriously,
Yeah,
they're going to be
when
like, what?
When we're 112 and they're 5 years old because...
That's true because I'm going to have my first kid at 107.
you are, yeah.
Like Moses.
Your kid's going to come out with gray hair. It's going to be fucking crazy. And it's going to sound like that.
Instead of crying, it's just going to.
Yeah.
Oh, little Justin's hungry again. Uh-oh.
The baby's going to be like, the doctor's going to be like, oh, it's yours. No DNA test here.
Dude, I've been plucking white hairs out of my mustache for weeks, man.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
bet.
it hurts. You ever pulled the mustache hair?
No.
It is painful.
Pulled some
But
nose
that's how
hairs.
people are like, how old are you? And I'm young,
You
but
ever
I'm
pulled some
pulling.
nose hairs?
Oh, nose hairs are that's what it feels like, but on actually multiply that by 2, and that's a mustache hair pull.
What's your grooming like, Mumford?
I just had to start pulling nose hairs. I bought a nose trimmer.
Nose
Smart.
trimmer's the move, right? You just
Yeah.
stick it up there, and it's like a weed whacker for your nose, dude.
Grab a little clump of nose hair, get a little
Yeah.
a tear comes down one eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a
feels
Native
good.
American.
Almost.
That's if you want to sneeze, just pull some nose hairs right here with the tweezers, dude, and you get like
You
20
do it
of
with
them.
tweezers?
Oh yeah, dude. If you got one, you just see actually it'd be like one hanging out, you know? That one is just you look in the mirror and you're like, dude, come on. And then you get the tweezers and you pull that thing and it got sent. And
Dude,
then that tear.
Yonder was telling me he uses needle nose pliers.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
What are those?
Like long, thin needle nose, and he said he just puts them up his nose and pulls them out.
Yeah, I mean that actually works. That would work.
It would be kind of baller just to let it grow, though. Just say, fuck it.
Have two mustaches.
Look at it.
I always think the mustache will hide the nose hairs, like it'll just blend.
They do. I've learned that too. But also, I have respect for myself. But just fuck it. That's messed.
You've seen really old men that have hair coming out of their ear?
Yeah.
And they just
I got
don't
ear
give a
hair.
fuck.
I got to trim that shit, dude.
Damn.
And those guys, they those
sit
guys
your ear
don't
down
care.
in its own little barber's chair.
Yeah. I have an attachment on my razor that's made just for the ear.
Yeah.
Whoa.
A left and a right ear.
No, just one.
Oh, you got the same ears. I got two right ears. I'm Markus
You
Owen.
bald downstairs? You got a runway?
I got a runway.
You got to
Dude, that's
Doing the-
fucking.
I
You
got
got a
a mound.
runway. That's amazing.
I got a nice mound. It's good.
Jeez.
No, I meant that would be hilarious. You see Monford just
60
with
feet.
a land strip.
60
A
feet,
landing
6
strip.
inches, like a pitcher's mound, dude.
Did you guys ever experience with that? Did you ever have a landing strip when you were younger?
No,
think
but I did. I remember I shaved the whole area down there one time when I was like 17 because
Yeah.
I thought
Wait.
that was a good idea.
Wait a sec.
I do that now.
Wait a sec. Wait. Guys, he said, when I was 17, I shaved it once. So you're just been full bush for the rest ever since that?
Pretty
Markus
much.
Oh,
upsizes-
you got this down
I've
there?
trimmed it.
You
I've
got this
trimmed
down
it.
there.
Markus
I've trimmed it.
upsizes his jeans just to fit the bush, dude.
Yeah.
He's actually like a 38-30.
Yeah.
You guys know how good it feels when you're scratching your bush? And you're
Yeah.
just scratching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just keep scratching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
get that
good.
with the sack too.
Uh-huh.
You get a good scratch. You
Underneath
almost
the
you
sack.
got to stop. You're like a dog. I got to tell myself to stop. But it feels so
talking about
good.
pulling hairs that hurt pubes.
Oh
And
yeah.
I see a lot of pubes on like bathroom stalls.
Always.
I'm always wondering like who's doing that?
Oh.
Who's just
I
in
do
there?
that too.
I think it just
You pull
loose ones
pubes out
come
in the
out.
bathroom?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
that
wondering
happens
who's
too.
doing that. It's
lot of
crazy.
Zins. Like a good zen in the bathroom.
Yeah.
The Zin's on you guys got okay. Let's talk about that for a sec.
I'll be honest, if the zen is above the piss patty, it's still free game. You can use that.
Ugh.
No.
I was just
No,
gonna
no,
say,
no, absolutely
hey,
not.
guys, let's have
No,
some
it's
respect
fine.
for the Zins in like you don't got to spit them on the ground in a public place.
Once a Zin's on the ground, that's like a 6th Street cigarette. It's like that's for homeless people.
How about you be a real man? You finish your fucking beer and you put it in the beer can.
There you go. That's a smart move. You don't have to be an asshole about it. We get it. You Zin. You don't got to create a pile for somebody else to clean up. Hey, dude, think about this.
Puck me.
Which
about
one you
what?
want, dude?
Puck me.
6 or 3, bruh?
6. I'm feeling crazy.
Jesus
Fail,
Christ.
dude.
Can I have a 3?
Dude, of course. Take one,
You
dude.
Zin?
Yeah. I'm zinning now, boys.
Everybody.
Hey, you know
zins.
what you need to do with that jersey? You need to start zinning today.
I want Big League Chew. For real, I want to start
They-
walking around with Big League Chew.
Dude,
like
they
a
switched
kid.
they switched the ingredients on that, man. It sucks
Oh,
now.
really?
Just like candy cigarettes, they suck now too. Candy cigarettes used to be good. They dumbed them down, dude.
I
Big
think
League
it's-
Chew, it tastes worse.
I think it's a thing where
Sucks.
like once you have a real cigarette, candy cigarettes don't hit the same.
No, candy cigarettes better than real cigarettes, in my opinion.
You ever do both at the same time?
Yes.
You're fucking crazy if you think anything's better than a cigarette.
Zin.
Oh,
Oh, you know what's
cigarettes.
better than a cigarette?
Nothing.
A long cut tobacco chaw in the jaw
No.
right there.
You know what's better than a cigarette? 2 cigarettes.
Yeah.
What's better than
To
2 cigarettes?
have the time. Wow.
What's better than 2 cigarettes?
Nothing.
What's the most cigarettes
3
you've ever
cigarettes too
smoked in
much.
a row, Mumford?
I had a loose count. I'm a chain smoker.
I'm a
Yeah.
chain
What do
zinner.
you think? Give me a number. What do you think is like the most you've ever burned through on the patio?
17.
Really, like a
Damn.
half a pack.
Yeah. That's
almost a full
pack.
pack. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What was going on?
I was just going through it with Justin S. Mocker.
Yeah.
And that's how far back he goes, babe.
Dude, me and Mumford, yeah, he's going through it,
You've
man.
always been a cool guy.
This sin is good. I am a cool guy.
Always?
Yeah.
First cigarette?
Dude,
No, first
he's
cigarette.
wearing a Hello Kitty shirt and he's a grown man.
No,
he's
cool to
cool.
cigarette.
Well, I needed a shirt.
Oh,
to wear.
cool with cigarettes. I'm sorry. My
Yeah.
bad. You smoke cools.
Yeah, with a K.
That is cool.
Not just 1K, not 3 Ks.
Why not
Yeah.
Newports?
Well, I smoked Newports at first, but they just got too harsh over time.
Oh, wow.
You know, that's a
Supply chain issue.
it's a full bodied smoke.
You've been smoking the Reds, dude. That was crazy.
No, there was a bar I was at. They only had like Reds, Camels, and like Turkish Royals, and I was like, Reds all day, baby. I'm not smoking Camels.
Turkish Royals were good.
Turkish Royals are good, but you can only have like 2 of them until you feel like you have to throw up. They're so
I
rich.
can't. I just had a puff of your cigarette, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
Dude.
It's like I never liked cigarettes. I tried to like them in college when I drank, and I'm like, this is kind of fun, but the aftertaste, I can't do it. And the taste of this tobacco, it's not fun.
It's not really a northern thing. Tobacco's a southern thing.
Oh, that's true.
Do you know that it's
but
why
I mean, everybody
we have
smokes
a
up
southern
there.
accent? I like to always drop that little piece of
I
information.
think everybody
Because of
smokes
cigarettes?
everywhere. That's the
because
thing.
of shawl, lips.
Oh.
We started to conjugate words like you all because of big fat lips, and it just kind of became standard. So like tobacco directly influenced, mixed with like French and all that. Just a modge podge of
That's what happened
English
because of nicotine.
Yeah, because you got a lip in, instead of saying you all, you're going to start saying, y'all need to get on down here.
That is true because if you got a big enough lip, that is true. I would do because that.
People come down here and they pick up y'all, they bring it back to wherever the fuck they go.
Dude, you know
Y'all rules.
Y'all does rule.
We do rule.
I used to hate it when I first met my cousin's cousin who was from Georgia. They all came up and they were like, y'all. And I'm like, we all make fun of them, like, hi, y'all. And now I had to move here. And then I had to adapt words to make sense and fit in so you guys could understand me.
Yeah.
I just wanted to adapt and people could understand me. It was annoying. It was more annoying for me to say the words that I knew and for everybody to question me. And when I'd say pop and they'd be like, huh?
Yeah, I'll do crazy stuff. Like, y'all
I
got
say
any
soda?
pop?
Oh, and they'll be like, what? But like I learned soda and y'all. That's what I say now.
You got any hillbilly tendencies?
You guys come back now, I hear. I still like you guys. I'll do it, you guys.
You guys
I'll
rules.
do it, y'all. You guys.
You guys.
Yeah, you guys.
You guys are the best.
Remember like 6 years ago when people would get mad if you said you guys because like it's not all guys here.
That's true. I had to
I'm
learn
sorry.
that.
You all, they, them is pretty fucking cool.
You guys and you one lesbian.
You broke a rule, dude.
Are you not supposed to say?
Well, hey, you guys didn't. Yeah, we haven't talked about the rules in a while.
You know,
We're
okay.
deep enough in.
There's no Austin comedy. What are the rules?
Rule number 1
say
is
kind.
no Austin comedy. Rule number 2 is we love women. And
Yes.
why?
fuck.
And Monford
Because
loves
we
women.
love women, especially
He
if they're by
does love them.
dumpsters, right?
Rule
His dumpster days are
2C.
over. He's on
Rule
to something
2C
bigger
is
now.
don't say the C word
Rule
because
2C,
why?
Because we
love women.
We don't hate women.
Rule number 4 is if you say something negative,
skipped 3.
Rule number 3 is if you say something negative, you gotta say something positive.
Which is, never mind. Rule number 4,
Be funny.
and rule number 5.
have fun respectfully.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's not even that hard. Most of it is just basic humanity. You know what I mean? But
And also we break them all the time.
Yeah. And they never say nothing positive to me.
Yeah, I'm not getting booked nearly enough.
What's a book?
What the fuck?
That was the Austin comedy portion.
Oh, I got you.
Wait,
Just like that really
Like,
cracked.
what does that have to
Markus.
do with him
Wait,
getting
negative?
What?
You should have just said, and I fucking hate women. That would have
You
been the
just
icing
got
on the cake.
booked.
What do you mean?
We just did the Works Every Time live show.
Oh, I guess you're right. I booked myself.
Sometimes you gotta book your fucking self.
We booked.
Hey, wait.
You know what? I always like Monford when you go, everything's gonna be okay.
It is going to be okay.
Yeah. It's
That
because
feels
you'll
better.
say it at times when it's no one's even questioning if it will be okay. And you'll put it out there.
Would you consider it like a mantra of yours?
It's definitely a mantra. I need to hear that. I'm telling it to myself half the time.
Yeah.
That's true. I like that. That's good.
You
I
I
have
do
to say
that.
it out loud so it's real.
You do go, is
That's
everything
true.
going to be okay, Phil?
Did you hear that, Phil?
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's the thing. Sometimes I know you're going through it when you, rather than saying everything's going to be okay, you ask,
Yeah.
everything's going to be okay, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're asking, I'm like, oh, fuck, he's going through it right now. Okay, I got to.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, and it's a positive thing. That's what I do too. I write on my hand when I go on stage. I write myself a note. Last night I wrote, "You got this" on my hand.
Did you?
Yeah, it's right. It's still
No,
on there.
did you have it though?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did. I mean, I did good. And every time I write it, it's just like a thing. It's like a mantra. It's something good to have, and it does kind of put it in my mind. Settles
Yeah.
you, right?
It
I
would
love
be-
when Monford says it to me because when he tells me, I'm always going through it. And Monford goes, "It's gonna be good, Justin. You're good." And I go, "Thank God."
You got this.
You just went through a birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
this week.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, happy belated
Gemini season.
Gemini season.
What's a Gemini mean?
You mentioned that it means you're two-faced.
Really?
Nice.
No,
Yeah.
it's just we have different sides of our.
I heard Geminis are
Personality.
toxic.
Yeah, also creative. Andre
Okay.
3000, Aquarius, Gemini, Aquemini.
You and I.
You and I,
Come on,
Atlanta.
Okay.
Atlanta.
Like that.
You recently. Can we talk about this?
Let's talk
Your
about
lasagna
Oh,
machine.
dude.
Yeah.
You recently you're swooning. You're in love.
Yeah, I blacked out. I blacked out at Sidebar,
Yeah.
and I just start professing my love to this bitch. I'm telling her, look, we can make this work. We're gonna do this. I'm not moving in with you until we're married.
Whoa.
I'm saying all this crazy shit. I'm saying if you want kids, look, I'm snipped. Okay, I already made that decision a long time ago. If you want children, this isn't gonna work. You tell me now. And I'm saying all this on the back patio.
You're just having a fucking honest spat.
I don't even remember any of it, but apparently she's into it.
Nice.
Well,
That's
you had
good.
this blind drunk confidence, and she was just like gumption check.
yeah. And so what happens next?
Oof.
We get back to her apartment, and I just
No way, it worked that well.
I
It
just
works every time, bud.
every time.
Hey, let's go. Monford Davis.
And she was wet. Go
Well,
ahead.
I laid it. She was wet, very wet.
Nice. Good plug.
I laid down the law that night, and I we get back to the apartment, and all of a sudden, I don't remember any of it. I said, I'm washing the dishes whether you like it or not, and I just start fucking washing the dishes, hammered, just
clanking and banging.
yeah,
dude.
clanking and banging, hand washing. She said the dishwasher, you could just put it in the dishwasher. I said, I'm doing it like this.
You got to demonstrate value, dude.
Yeah.
Dominance and showing you're a gentleman and a scholar right
I know
there.
how to use a sponge. I know my way around a sponge.
I
Yeah.
love that.
I am
Yeah.
a sponge.
Oh, that's nice. And that's what you showed
And then
her.
what- and then what happened?
And yeah. And
She
then-
made me a birthday lasagna. We put a candle in it. I blew all over it.
Oh my gosh.
dude, not a cake, a
This is
lasagna.
way
That's
more
awesome.
wholesome than this
She
story should
she
be.
got me a cake too. We didn't put a candle in the lasagna, but I thought that would have been funny.
No,
It
that
was
was good.
funny.
I love that.
We didn't
Okay,
put a
so
candle in that.
what kind of
That would be really.
how do you
It
rate
would
the
melt
on,
from the hot, just melting into
how do you
lasagna.
how did you rate the
A slice of
lasagna?
lasagna tastes like wax.
Mumford doesn't shit in 3 days. Packed up fucking
Bro.
cottage
Dude, the
cheese.
lasagna was fucking delicious. I'm usually buying HEB, the Hill Country Fair brand.
Yep.
Frozen lasagna. It's $12.58.
So the big one.
Yeah, for a fucking, it's 5 pounds.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
family
Takes an hour.
family
to cook.
size. Yeah, it takes an hour to
And it
cook.
takes
I
an
gotta
hour
do
to
nothing.
cool down so you can eat
That's
it.
at least 2
She
days of food.
handmade and layered this lasagna.
She made it with sausage, ground beef,
Oh,
2
shit.
different types of cheeses.
Let's go.
It was a little spicy, but not too spicy.
Fuck.
Like, she actually cares about me.
Is
And
she
it-
Italian?
No, she's Asian.
Turn of the century.
Yo, what?
She's fucking Cambodian.
Whoa.
I know.
Dude,
Dude,
this
if
is
you would have
great.
told me 4 years ago Mumford ends up with madly in love with a Cambodian lady, I'd have been like, checks out.
I will say, Cambodia is kind of the Italy of Asia, though, if you think about it. It's like southern. It's kind of got like a boot shape, too, or something.
right.
Okay,
The
okay.
Bavarians
This is
of
great.
the
Okay, so the
Asian
lasagna is
Peninsula.
great. How is that? What was the cake?
Yeah, does that shape out nicely?
She ordered some, it was called crumble cake.
Ooh.
What
You know
is
what that
I've
is?
had
Like
crumble.
coffee
Yeah,
cake?
it was just a little like, it was a small little cake. It was, she bought like multiple mini cakes.
Oh.
That's
they're
amazing.
From Crumble?
From Crumble.
Yeah, that
So
good-
it's like
good
I got
shit.
a confetti flavor. I got strawberry cream.
Oh.
I'm just tasting, having different little
yeah.
little bites of different kinds of cake. It was great.
Man.
Are y'all still
That sounds-
talking?
Yeah.
Okay, question. Wait, so I love that for you. So,
I'm so happy for him.
so when was the lasagna made on the blackout night?
She made it on the blackout night, but
no way.
we
That's
put
a
it in the
wild-
oven. It didn't go into the oven until the next day.
No, I know.
Oh my gosh.
But that's amazing that it all happened.
It's
that
always
night.
better the next day.
It
Yeah.
is more flavor. It got the marinade.
That makes
Just like,
sense. She had all
just
those
like
clean
you
dishes,
and hers.
man.
Yeah, just like you and hers relationship.
Crazy to find love at Sidebar.
Sidebar's a crazy place.
That's the wildest
I
place in the world.
always end up there. I don't know why.
I do.
Yeah, I know.
I know
I know
why.
why. If you know Austin, you know why. You know why.
You know why they call it sidebar?
There's why.
Because you got to pick one side of your nose to put that shit into.
Hey.
You know that
We
there's
went-
actually, if you Google sidebar pour right now, listeners, there is an Urban Dictionary definition for sidebar pour. It's
What is
like,
it?
It's just like it's a double. It's
Oh yeah, it's
if you
why
go
they-
into
Oh,
sidebar and you
pour.
order like a
Yeah.
Tito's soda, they go glug, 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 and that's it.
Yeah, hey, shout out to Sidebar. So if we're ever
Charge you
in there,
$5.
yeah, we like drinks too. You
And
know
I
what
can
I'm saying?
bartend there. That's how I pour it.
I know. Trust me,
You
I know.
could.
We went to a creek. So I took her to Dead Rabbit.
Nice.
We go from there
Classy.
to I was gonna do the staff show. That ends up getting canceled. We go watch Absolute show. We go to
fun.
Velveeta Room, and then we go to Casino El Camino,
Damn.
and then Sidebar, and then we're just doing this whole thing. And we must have ran into 70 people. And
Yeah.
I'm just saying hi to everybody. She thinks I'm the mayor of Austin. It's great.
You
It
are
does-
the mayor.
Everybody I
feel
run
good.
into, I say, look, she made me a lasagna, and I'm telling everybody. But she wasn't embarrassed. It was great.
That's,
So
this
this-
is-
That is a good feeling to run into people.
Yeah.
My brother was just in town and we like went to QT at 1 in the morning. And everywhere that day we ran into somebody. Like we went to Zilker, Barton, and at 1:30 in the morning we ran into Michael Ridley at QT. And he's just like, "What's up, Phil?" And my brother's like, "What the fuck, man?" And like we can't go anywhere. I was like, "Yeah,
You
this feels
can't.
good."
There's sometimes like if you walk down 6th Street at certain times, you can't not run into 15 fucking people. Who are
Yeah.
like, what's up? What's up? You can't go 30 seconds
Yeah.
without
That's
running
what
into
my
I
brother pointed
literally-
out. He goes, "You could not commit a crime. You have
No,
He
no,
was
no.
like, no, I saw
Yeah.
3 people. Like I saw Phillip at that bank.
Well, they got those big cameras in 6th Street. What's it called? The
Yeah.
orb camera, whatever.
They're
I
facial
could
tracking.
commit
Yeah.
one crime.
dude, I ran into my cousin who's visiting.
That's
and
crazy.
I didn't even know. They didn't tell me she's at a bachelorette party. So that's how small this town is. Like I looked at it in the sidewalk and I go, there she is. And that's
fucked.
crazy.
I'm mad at your cousin.
What? She
mean-
came to she came to one of my shows to support, but
that's
I
good.
was they had to leave early. They were having
drunk?
too much fun.
Ah.
But also they did whatever. That's a short story. Yeah. So
Mumford
anyway.
kicked him out.
I
No, it
probably
was at a
did.
different
guys-
it was
you
at
guys
another
have
I
to
didn't
place.
kick
It
him out.
was at
You
another
guys have to
place.
leave. I love when Monford kicks people out.
You guys
dude.
gotta go.
Yeah, it's so like you're so bummed about it because you're like, look,
Yeah.
I want to be.
but
right
Mumford
where
looks
you
at
are.
Mumford always looks at me and I'll be like,
Please,
hey,
I
man.
don't want to. I really don't.
He
wanna do
doesn't.
this.
Yeah, but you're also 6'2".
You're pushing me to the edge.
You're a behemoth. So
How
they
tall
turn
are you?
around.
6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, really.
We're the same height. You carry yourself way
You might be-
different.
you
than
might
me.
be a
Everyone
little
stand
taller.
up because you guys have all claimed 6'2".
I'm
Never mind.
6'.
I'm 6'3" if I stand up straight.
What are you, 5'10", 5'11"?
5'11" and a half.
Yeah.
6'3".
In these shoes, I'm 6 feet.
Yeah, and how
Yeah.
old are you? How old?
31 and a half.
No, we don't need to do this.
You're done growing, dude.
31
What are
and a
you
half.
talking about?
Do you guys remember growing pains?
Yeah.
That's a weird one.
Chris Brown, Virginia.
Okay, wait. So we got to go back to this. We got to go back to more of. So you did all that.
Well, they call 6th Street. People refer to it as a hub world. Have you heard that?
No,
Hub
what's
world?
that?
A
What
hub
does that
world,
mean?
like in a video game. Sometimes when you get in a localized server, that's how downtown Austin is. Sometimes when
That's
you
how it does
you'll
feel.
you get to work and then you just run into 15, 20 people you know.
It's like the
And that's called a grub hub.
A hub world. Have you heard that, Phil? A term?
like the lobby.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, like a lobby,
Okay.
kind of.
Yeah, it would be like Sims in real life.
It is that way. It's Austin and logistically is like, I rode my bike here today. It
You
took
did.
me, I rode from, South Congress to the east side. It took me 25 minutes. It was, I think, 7 miles.
Yeah.
And then dude, the whole city is within a 10-mile radius, if that. West to east, it's like 3 miles.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. We grew up in bigger areas. We started comedy in bigger areas. We all used
Yeah.
to drive 45 minutes to hit a mic just after the first one. And
But-
now it's like if it's longer than 20 minutes, it goes into consideration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you also have to consider what we do, though, too. So that's why, like, I don't think there's a lot of people going out as much as, like, artists do. So that's why we all see each other, because we have to be there.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
because it's our
we
job.
clock
so,
in at 5 p.m. Everyone else clocks out.
yeah. And I always look at the business people just, like, talking at the end of the day. They're coming out of their cocktails and they're just like, I'll see you tomorrow. And it's like, are you happy? And it's just,
Some of them are.
some of them are. And I go, I wondered that, too. And I go, do you ever think of the simpler life?
You
Do you
didn't
ever-
choose that, buddy. Get over it.
I see that.
That's not what I'm saying. Get it over. I was like, do you ever think of being like that. I don't ever want to do it.
I was joking the other day at the bar about the visual of me hanging from the rafter of a Mazda dealership. Roger Beasley, just like clocking in like a year and a half of excellent sales, and they just like the nice lady who runs the front desk who has to open the fucking whole thing every day. She comes in, and I'm just hanging above an RX-6 with the fucking Ethernet cable.
It's been fun.
Yeah, just over it, and then they have to cut me down, and they have to do it carefully because I'm 240 pounds, and if they don't, then they're going to crush a $40,000 model vehicle.
And they care more about that car than you.
They did,
that
God,
car's
Somebody
worth more.
clean it up.
He was such a good. We were like laughing. I was like, let's take it a step higher. Let's do like Maserati, Lamborghini. Where
Yeah.
yeah, really fucking just stick your head in an oven somewhere that has like a private chef. Go all luxury dealership.
Yeah, but in reality, what's going to happen is you'd start selling Maseratis and Lamborghinis, and then you'd make money, and then you'd be like,
They just come
"Dude,
in.
life's great. I can do whatever I
They
want."
come in. I've put out a red carpet through the dealership. I've turned on every model car in the building. It's smog the fuck out. I'm dead on a red carpet laying down.
That's suicide.
Yeah, you
right
ever
there,
poetically
dude.
thought the cops are gonna have to knock on my door after
Dude,
this
that's a good
episode.
movie. That's a good movie ending right there, Phillip.
Get futuristic with it. Kill yourself in one of those Carvanas.
Oh.
Those pods. You put the big quarter in. Somebody's getting their vending machine car. They're all excited. And fucking fat dead bodies laying on top. Fucking Volkswagen.
They rotate their car down and it just smells like a corpse.
You wanted a rabbit. You got a pig. You got a.
That might be the most creative suicide.
The Carvana.
The Carvana.
The
vending
Carvana
machine
gumball suicide. That's amazing.
Alden got a Carvana car. Did you remember that video?
What?
Alden?
You got a
Shop?
Carvana car?
Yeah, he made a reel about
Okay.
putting the big quarter in the slot.
I don't remember.
He loves
that.
quarters.
They really do
He
that.
does.
Yeah, I think it's for show.
They want to buy my car.
How many quarters
so
does it take
fucking
to-
bad?
Yeah.
How many quarters does it take to buy a Carvana car?
Well, you buy the car and then they send you a coin that you then put in, and then you get your.
Oh,
car.
is that for real?
It's like a token.
It's a
Yeah,
vending
it's a
machine.
gimmick kind of thing, but yeah.
Super gimmicky, but
Yeah,
you
I
know.
remember seeing it when I first moved here, when I worked at South Trudy's, that trash hole, and I saw the tower of cars, and I'm like, is that a
Yeah.
real thing?
Isn't
and then I saw the
Carvana
commercials.
like going out of business though?
They're having a hard time.
Yeah, their
They're not
business.
having a hard time because who thinks it's real? You go by the highway and you go look at those cars. Who's
they're
trying
trying to-
parking there?
They're marketing to millennials. We used to love gumball machines.
Yes.
Let's buy our car in a gumball machine because
Yes.
we're fucking retards. Let's do that.
I do it.
Dude, the best part is like, hey, you want to drive this car without test drive, or you want to buy this car without test driving it? You can return it in a week. It's like, yeah, I'm going to return a car. Get the fuck out of here, dude. That's crazy. Who returns a car? People don't return shit.
I don't know how warranty even works.
Right?
I don't
Yeah.
either. You know, that's what they tried to sell me in my car. The guy goes, I go, dude, the car is 26.5. And he goes, no, it's 31. And then he goes, well, if you take all these warranties off, and the one lady's like, yo, the ones for if you scratch your car, we'll cover
How
it up.
much is the factory warranty that comes with the fucking vehicle?
Dude,
That's what you
they
ask.
just put on like 10 grand of warranties, and all of us retards don't go, hey, why is it so much more
Did you
expensive?
take those off? You know you can call and get
Yes,
them
I
removed.
took
Okay,
them
cool,
all,
cool, cool.
but guess what it took? It took 5 hours of my
yeah.
life, and then
They
they're
make it
like,
hard.
"What do you mean you can't do it? I'm poor. I'm poor. That's what it is. You want me to tell you that? God damn, I can't afford this car. I shouldn't be buying
Bro,
it. That's
they
what I should
make-
tell you.
They make you work. The other day, they hit me up and they said, we don't have proof of insurance on your vehicle because I switched policies over from like Progressive to Geico. They called me. They said, if you don't give us proof of insurance, we're going to add $1,000 on your loan for a liability charge.
Crazy,
And I go,
dude.
Yeah,
are you
dude.
shitting? $1,000? I'm like, a speeding ticket? $270. I get it. Your liability on your loan. I send them the information. They had me on the phone for like 3 hours. And then at the end, they go, yeah, we already actually voided. I was like, I need to know that this is going to come off my loan. And at the end of the call, they're like, yeah, we actually voided it out. You're fine. Because they said that my what is it called? My deductibles were too high. And I was like, my deductibles are fine. They're $1,000. That's what I can afford. Like, what the fuck are you trying to say to me? And they were just like, oh, yeah, but trying to like talk to me and make me like lower my deductibles. And then at the end, they were just like, it's actually all fine. And I was like, well, you just wasted 3 hours of my time. I did drop my deductible on my policy to make it work. So now I have an extra like $200 every 6 months.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then they're just they threaten you with $1,000 on 8% interest. So you're like, that's $1,800 by the end of my loan, bro.
That's like,
Sticker shock.
yeah.
Yeah.
There is something like
Sticker shock.
That's a term
Trump should
in the
actually do
carbine world.
something about that,
And
where
this-
he's like, because it's like he could just put in a law of like, hey, you can't gouge people with bullshit charges and insurance stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
something he could legit do.
Yeah.
That would help everybody.
Yeah, I
They were
think
supposed to do it with ticket fees, and they rolled it back.
Yeah, that was Biden's big thing.
That
So
was
you can go to a concert
well,
affordably.
Yeah, well, no, it's wrong for the third party companies to be able to gouge the artist and not pay them the money that they're accentuating
That's
from
true.
it.
Yeah.
But also, like, that's going to fuck us up because we're all going to have to be Live Nation guys at the end of the day, which we're welcome. But
What
it-
Live Nation?
dude, it's also they tried to get credit card fees to be dropped. Like the late fee on a credit card right now is like the average is like $45, $100.
Yeah.
And it's like they tried to get it down to be like $8 only.
Yeah.
You're already paying interest on the late fee.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you trying to do to me?
Yeah.
Like I'm already behind. You're like the number's crazy. It's like $1 billion every year is taken from people who can't already afford to pay their credit card bill.
Yeah.
Dude, so I've been getting, speaking of that stuff, I've been getting a whole bunch of, I get a whole bunch of the,
I'm seeing numbers and equations
Yeah.
in my mind.
Yeah.
Second
It's
week in a row
crazy.
we've gotten mad at the establishment. We got to cut it out.
I get the mail. I get the mail for all these, like, I got $800 cash credit right here, right now, if you take it. I looked at one yesterday. You know, it's like those free scam things. It's like you get
Yeah.
a check for $600. The other day, it said my interest rate on the interest rate that you would pay it back was at 108%.
Yeah, that's insane.
So they go, you can have $600 now, and the interest rate to pay it back is 106%.
Yeah.
And they're just giving me, I get like 8 a week.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'll give you $600 now. Give me like $1,500 next month.
Yes. And
What?
it's like I know I'm poor because I keep getting them, and it's like they know I need the money. And I look at it and I go, no way, I got an $800 check. And then it's like, and it's just a scam. And I don't even understand, how is that legal to send to people? Because you're just putting dumb people, retards, that are buying cars with coins.
Why'd you point at Monford?
Because
He
Monford,
established the use of the word retard earlier.
Okay. Well, this is a fun segue into Mumford's association with sweepstakes. Are you still doing a lot of that?
Yeah, dude.
wait, did you say sleepstakes or sweepstakes?
Sweepstakes.
No, not fucking
They're
bovine
chalk,
and nap,
See,
dude.
this is how Monford takes the power back.
I still fuck around every once in a while. You know what? I'll take 75 packs of cigarettes. I'll turn it into a flask.
Wow.
It's like
Yeah,
alchemy,
That's
dude.
that's white trash alchemy. We used to get Marlboro jackets, and now I just redeem it for a $25 e-gift card.
At one point, I
That's,
almost
that's a good call.
That,
though.
the
not bad.
jackets used
Yeah.
to mean
I'm already
something,
buying
you
it.
know?
one time I almost offered Mumford $50 to enter a bunch of golf sweepstakes for me.
Mm,
Sweepstakes.
If you're getting paid to enter sweepstakes, dream job.
bro. Honestly,
Wait, so
you
what-
won a sweepstakes that got you a $50 MLB shop gift card.
Yeah,
That was the wedding gift he gave me. I used that to buy a new Tigers hat
it was the perfect timing.
and bumper stickers.
That's sick.
I remember him
Regift.
winning that.
Amazing. Amazing regift.
oh,
Yeah,
I remember him he told me that story that he won.
it was
Like-
fun. You check in your emails every day, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot of spam, but you type in congratulations into the search field, and
no joke.
you get surprised by
No
stuff.
joke. It might be the most meaningful wedding gift that I got.
That is crazy, Mark. Didn't I give you money?
The money was all great too.
You know what?
But
I
the,
wish I
the
coulda
new
told you
Tigers hat, dude. Oh,
That I had planned that, but I didn't.
Tigers?
I know you didn't
I
plan it.
just-
That's why it was
I
awesome.
just checked my email.
Yeah, you checked your email. You're like, I got a $50 MLB. I got I got 5 Detroit Tigers bumper stickers. My car right now has one.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have new brakes? No, but it's got a Detroit Tigers bumper sticker on it. And I know I'm wearing a Rockies jersey. It doesn't matter.
What's your biggest sweepstakes win?
I won. It was like a couple $1,000 retail value grand prize package to the Bristol NASCAR race.
Nice.
Whoa, did you go?
I had pit passes.
Whoa.
I went.
Hell, that's a fucking win.
I was in the VIP area.
Yeah.
There was free drinks. There was food for the whole weekend.
Way.
Goldberg was there. Bill Goldberg did the start your engines.
Dude.
I shook his hand. He squeezed it so hard.
Dude, that's a win. That's crazy.
It was
Yo,
pretty cool.
That is
Bristol,
awesome.
Tennessee, and Virginia. It's the only city
How
in
you
the
never
country.
told me
It's
that?
on the border of 2 states.
That's cool. I like shit like that.
I've never been to a NASCAR race, and I
Me
grew
neither.
up 20 minutes from Texas Motor Speedway.
Really?
I've never been to a Mavs game. Grew up 20 minutes from
You never
American.
been to a
I've
Mavs
never
game?
been to an NBA game.
Me
Really?
neither. I've
No.
never been either.
You never been to an NBA?
No.
I'm pissed, man, because
We
they
gotta
had
go.
they had the Spurs play the Pistons in Austin last season.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was gonna go because I wanted to go see a Pistons game, but they were like $60 tickets. I'm like, I'm not spending $60
It's
fucking
not that
dollars.
bad.
And Wembanyama was hurt, so it wouldn't even have been worth it to. I mean, it'd been cool to see the Pistons for me, but like,
Yeah.
Wemby's not there. So, but we got to go to a Pistons game. Now I feel weird that Justin left because now it's just you two staring at me. You know what I mean?
Oh, look at Phil. Hey, Phil.
How you doing?
You look good.
Have you ever been to a hockey game? NHL? You have been to an NHL game?
No.
You went to one in New York.
Oh, you're right. I got to see the Rangers lose at Madison Square Garden.
There you go.
No, but the guy Joseph Farrow. God, sorry, Joe. New York comic. He's the one who brought me. His family has like season tickets.
Nice.
And self-admittedly, he was like one of the most boring hockey games we went to. It was like 3-2, and there wasn't a fight. It was early season. The Rangers were like kind of in decline, and it was like, yeah, I'd come again. It's fun, but also. Everything I was ever told about a hockey game just didn't happen, and it just kind of sucked.
You got to go to a minor league hockey game.
So I think I have been to a couple Brahmas games, which was the local team growing up.
Okay.
They were a feeder team for the Stars.
And you have been to a hockey game?
No, I've never been to
You've
a
never
hockey
been to
game.
a hockey game
No.
or an NBA game?
Or an MLB game.
You never
No,
been
okay.
to an MLB game?
Okay. I have been to an MLB game.
After the sports stuff, ask him some questions.
Yeah.
I've been to Orioles game.
You've been to an Orioles
I had
game.
to-
Okay, I got you. What'd
I
you have
had
to
to-
do?
Seriously,
I
I had to leave because every time Monford made me laugh, I almost pissed my pants.
Did
So
you use the good bathroom?
no, I hang out with the other. Go to the other one.
You're out of breath like you ran to the good bathroom.
I ran. No, I ran to the other. I just wanted to be back with Monford. That's all, because Monford makes me
Are
excited.
you stopping and going when you pee?
Yeah, most of my life. Yeah, most of my life now.
Prostate. Anyways.
All right,
sit
Monford.
down.
So you brought this up earlier that you're snipped.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this decision you made.
Which is why it's like, yeah, I might have said the C word, but I love women, and I love women so much that I took their sexual reproduction into account. I made the choice for them. Okay. I care about y'all so much. I got a surgery on my testicles.
Dude, that's Monford Davis.
So you don't have to take
He's
a
not
birth
even
control
kidding.
pill to mess up your hormones. All right.
I've tried to have pro-life, pro-choice conversations with Mumford, and that's your stance.
Well, it's like, I mean, you can't get mad about it.
No.
The Planned Parenthood people will be on the sidewalk and they try to talk to me. And I'm like, already got snipped. Have a good day.
That's so
I'm not a
liberating.
customer of yours ever. You talk to somebody else.
Can
Go
you get-
save a dog.
Can you get unsnipped?
You can, technically.
What does
Yeah,
that look
I
like?
got it 10 years ago. Can you believe that?
Really?
I just turned 32.
What
10 years ago.
What's coming out? Sorry, is that
That's the
bad?
vas deferens. You said
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
the other day.
Seminal fluid,
So it's
Yeah.
like Heineken Zero cum.
Zero cum. It
Whoa.
looks the same.
and that doesn't affect your testosterone
Looks the same,
production at
tastes
all?
the same.
Yeah, just like how good Diet Coke is. My cum is like Diet Coke.
Nice.
Fat bitches love it.
It's guilt free.
Fat bitches love
Yeah,
it.
you don't
It's
have to
so
sit up
funny,
there.
dude.
You don't have to wake up in the morning and go, "What did I do last night?"
That is the
That's
line.
hilarious.
It'll
Fat bitches
probably
love
give
it.
you cancer later on down the
Yeah,
aspartame. Yeah, but some people like aspartame better
Mhm.
than real sugar.
You want to hear something stupid as fuck? One time I was at home, I had a Diet Coke and a regular Coke. And I was like, I'm going to drink both, but what order should I drink these in? I asked AI, like, what should I drink first? They said drink the Diet Coke first and then drink the regular Coke because it'll make the regular Coke pop. Oh my God, was it right?
Really?
Yes. If you ever have a Diet Coke and a regular Coke, Diet Coke first, then the regular Coke. Because otherwise, if you flip it, the Diet Coke is going to be like, oh, this is a shittier version.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I know it's dumb as fuck, but I was like, man, I'm glad I asked Grok about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that happened. You were
So,
23.
22.
What-
Yeah.
Or 22. You said you did it because of insurance. Because you could do it, right?
I was still covered on my my dad's insurance.
Baller
yeah.
move, smart
Yeah.
man.
How much does that cost
It was like $300 for the copay, I think.
for the copay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And then I got it was an outpatient procedure. My sister fucking took me to CVS. I got left with a bottle of hydrocodone.
Hell, dude,
Oh.
sounds
Yeah.
like a win-win right
Yeah.
now.
So basically, if you get a vasectomy,
You can reverse it.
yeah.
Insurance won't cover the reversal, So that's
funny.
like 3-4 grand.
Damn, not worth
Maybe
it.
more. I don't know.
No, you can just adopt at that point.
And which
But
really
if you
is
can't
not-
afford
yeah.
that, then you shouldn't have the kid anyway. And that
That's
was
true.
always my logic.
Yeah.
That is really smart, dude. People don't give you credit. You're a smart guy. I know this because we talk, and I know you were in the Young Republicans stuff in high school.
Model UN too.
Model UN. I was in the Young Republican stuff. You've met Tulsi Gabbard. Like,
Ron
this guy's
Paul.
deep. Ron Paul. Yeah.
I didn't know
Tea
that.
Party
Rick
guys.
Santorum.
You met Rick Santorum.
I met Rick Santorum.
Okay.
Who's that?
He was a Republican guy running for president like 10 years ago. Governor.
How was he?
Pennsylvania.
Governor of
I think
Pennsylvania?
senator.
Senator from
Senator,
Pennsylvania.
yeah.
Okay.
Did you
all right.
like him?
He wasn't the strongest candidate.
I don't think anyone really liked Rick
No.
Santorum, honestly.
Nobody
He was
really
kind
liked
of a-
Romney either, and that we saw what happened with that.
Yeah. Romney was a real nightmare.
What happened with him?
He just was not appealing enough. He was just meh.
I don't think any of them are appealing. Honestly, the only one appealing kind of was Donald Trump, and that's just because it's the craziest thing in the whole of society. Guess what? I got asked to do an impression yesterday of Donald Trump on stage, and I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
No, I suck.
You can't do this. You don't have a vasectomy. You have irregular cum, Monford, fake cum.
But
It's fake.
At the time, a lot of my friends were getting their girlfriends or just random girls pregnant. And it's like,
Oh.
then at that point, what are you gonna do? Put a gun to her head, abort it now?
Yeah.
You can't really you
No.
can't make a decision anymore after she's pregnant. You
No,
don't have any
it's-
control.
It's definitely her decision, but you took the decision into your own hands. And I respect the hell out of that, dude.
Into your own.
Have you guys ever had a pregnancy scare?
Yeah.
Oh,
couple.
we've all had a
Every
plan.
single relationship I've been in.
Plan Bs, sometimes you got to go buy plan B and you just pray to God.
I think I'm not fertile at this point, though. I think I've chemically castrated myself through
Yeah.
drugs and alcohol.
Really?
That's
Is
how
that a
I'm
thing?
kind of feeling that way too.
That and the idea of like, I think I'd have to like not touch myself for 4 days to have a viable load.
You touching yourself every 4 days?
Touching myself at least every day once.
Okay.
Do you remember when I used to
You
come to
didn't
work?
watch-
Yeah.
And I'd be like, Marcus, I haven't jerked off in 13 days.
Yeah.
You were
He used to
getting
report to me,
hairy,
dude.
bro.
Dude, Monford would come up to me and just give me like a daily update, like I was playing Fantasy Monford or something. And I had to check my lineups or whatever. He'd be like, I haven't come in 14 days. And it got to a point where it was like, I know how many days it's been because I can remember yesterday what it was. And you just kept telling me, man. And I was like, bro, go in the back.
Yeah, here I am getting fresh into work, being like, I just emptied.
Yeah.
And then Mumford's like, day 41. You're like, all right, man, I'm starting to get scared around you.
It was like the difference between a guy with a savings account and a guy who spends every penny he has every day. That
Right.
was like, it was
yeah,
crazy,
I like
dude.
this topic.
Sorry, okay.
Well, I just
We're talking vasectomies.
Let's start if
you were talking about
It's because
masturbation.
Justin doesn't have any balls.
Well,
I
Justin doesn't
got-
jerk off.
are they
You don't
inside?
jerk
Yeah.
off.
Not much, no.
Well, that's good. You don't.
That's why
it's
you're
okay.
that's why you're graying so early, bro. You got to get that white out.
Dude, I started graying at 18 when I met my first woman. That's what happened.
Okay.
Checks
All of a
out.
sudden, I had a luscious set of hair. Met a woman, grays.
That's crazy because I started balding at 18, and that's also when I had my first like girlfriend. For
yeah,
real.
dude. Welcome.
That's crazy, dude.
And that's, dude, vasectomy. Look at Hello Kitty shirt, happy, got lasagna,
Yeah.
got cake.
I'm Hello Kitty. That's Phillip. That's Justin. And that's Markus because he's mad.
I'm an angry bird.
Dude, I saw this. I need a shirt for the podcast. I go to Ross.
You bought this today?
I see this shit. I'm like,
You bought that today?
some little girl is not going to wear this shirt. This is my shirt.
no little.
If a little
hey,
girl's wearing that shirt,
little girl.
that
Yeah.
little girl's going to be on Maury Povich.
that
You know what I'm
shirt
saying?
is torta qualified, dude. It
Yeah,
is a
my
big ass
500
shirt, dude.
pound
There's
life,
no
little
English.
girl.
Yeah.
Nobody's speaking English in
Hello
Ross.
Kitty.
JJ reminded me of something that happened at the live show yesterday that I was doing at the green room.
Oh, good.
We had a ex Greg Abbott aide talk to us
Whoa.
about the possibility of him vetoing, I think it's SB3.
Yeah.
So
Is
the
that the
idea,
bill?
yes,
The weed one.
THC being banned.
Yeah.
He told me, this was a crazy story. Sorry, it's fun though. We're talking after the show. He's a deadhead, so me and him connect immediately. He's a pretty like upright guy. Seems like he's like, yeah, just a Deadhead fan. That's cool. And then he tells us immediately, he's like, yeah, I used to be an aide for Greg Abbott. And he's like, oh, he's going to veto that shit. I know he will. Like, and Greg loves cannabis. And then he said that while he was working as an aide, the reason he knows that is because Greg knew that his aide, him, smoked.
Yeah.
And then he confronted him and said, you know, so-and-so, do you have any weed on you? And he was like, no, Governor Abbott, but like, I do have my pen. He goes, can I see it? He takes it out and he looks at it and he goes, all right, do you mind, you know, hitting it? And then he sits there and he hits it, like takes a big rip. And then Greg Abbott talked to him for 20 minutes. And after 20 minutes of like just generic conversation, he looked at me and he goes, you don't seem like you really changed much. He goes, no. And he was like, and this is concentrate. Like this is, I just hit, you know, concentrate, dabs.
Yo.
And then Greg was like, all right, interesting. He's like, everything that you always hear is like, you didn't become ravenous. You didn't become like an animal. You just like, you became more involved in our conversation and had more of a willingness to listen to my side of things. And it was like this, I was like, holy shit. I was like, apparently he hates Ken Paxton. He's not a fan of his lieutenant governor. So I was like,
Dan Patrick is the lieutenant governor.
Is that
Ken
fat
Paxton's
old
attorney
man
general.
that's been putting the edibles in the things? Like, would
holding
you
up a
eat
bag
this?
of cereal.
Would you eat this?
I told
eat that.
TEJAS Tonic, because we were talking about it, I said, I would have, my contest to hit that speech would have been like, I want to see you open that bag right now. I want, hey, I want to see you open an edible bag live on television. Since kids are getting into them, let me see you open that bag.
Oh,
and then
the
watch
childproof shit.
Watch the lieutenant governor sit there and be like, just fucking can't get it open. Like, yeah, man, you're not smart enough to get high.
Yeah.
Don't even look at it.
Oh, dude, if you want to get in that bag, you'll get in that bag. You know what I mean? I need it.
Yo, you ever been so high and you got a childproof thing and you're already high trying to get more high and you're like, dude, I'm cutting this fucking thing with scissors,
I've
dude.
used bolt cutters to get things off of fucking not even weed stuff, just pill caps.
Yeah, okay.
I'm talking Advil. I'm seriously.
Thank God for saying Advil. I didn't know any of that, dude. That's fucking awesome.
No, it really gave me a new look on it, and I think that he will probably veto it. I think that he understands that part of constituency that he's going to literally get himself a second term if he shows himself to be like, no,
If they
Texas
just
still
grow-
decides what happens in its
I think
municipal level.
I can't believe they even care.
Yeah, I
Now
will
there's
say
a
this.
Senate bill. There's
I
a
will
federal
say
bill.
this, right? I voted for Greg Abbott. I have voted Republican almost my whole life. As you guys sip your beers. I will not vote for
different
Greg
reasons.
Abbott or the Republican candidate in the next election if they fully do this weed ban. If they do that, you lost the vote.
Hey, you know what's crazy too?
A
is,
guaranteed
hey,
vote.
Look at this stuff's legal in my hand.
Yeah, and that's gay.
And it literally has a warning on it. You tell me not to put this in my mouth and it's legal. But but hey, that marijuana, wow, that flower
The
is
Jack
bad.
Daniels CEO made a statement yesterday that weed sales were hurting alcohol sales. in
That's
legal
what it
states.
is.
And that's crazy because it's like, yeah, people drink a bottle of Jack Daniels, they go home and they ruin their family.
Yeah.
People smoke a joint and
Yeah.
they make breakfast preemptively or cook a lasagna for the love of their life to cook the next day.
You get high and you're like, oh, yeah, wait, the dishwasher
that
is
in the-
clean. I could put this away right now.
Right.
And then the next day you're like, oh, look at how clean my place is.
You drink a bottle of Jack, you show up to work 3 hours early, you throw a couple Ethernet cords over a railing and you hang yourself.
Yeah.
Roger Beasley
Yeah.
Mazda.
Roger Beasley.
Yeah.
In front of the RX-7.
Park the car.
Use
through
promo
the
code
glass.
WETPOD for half off your lease at Roger Beasley Mazda.
I didn't realize that the lieutenant governor has so much more power than the actual governor or the attorney general.
He
The
is
attorney
able to,
The attorney
right?
general has
The
a lot of
attorney general
power,
has
yeah.
more power than the actual governor.
I think the lieutenant governor is able to draft a bill directly into the House and Senate, as compared to where it's like a representative writes a bill, then it has to go through like grassroots up. But he's
that's
allowed
this-
to interject a bill.
You know what I want it to be about
Yeah.
though?
I'm not too. I had to take it for 10 years, and I should.
I
know
would
more.
just like things to be
Civic
about. I would just like it to be about what actually, like the truth. It would be really cool if it would just be like, hey, this is bad. This isn't. We have to do this. It's a very simple thing to live. I was thinking about it yesterday. I was just like, why does it have to be this fucking hard? I'm driving to work. I have no money. I'm just trying to survive. I eat food. I go to work. I come home, and that's it. And I'm like, why do I have so many bills? What am I doing?
You should really.
I put Zin in my mouth. I drink a beer. I go to work. I go home. I sleep. I get angry, and then I repeat. And then it's like, why is it so hard?
How do you?
Marcus taught me this. It's called the squeeze, Justin.
The squeeze.
Yes.
Oh, the squeeze is tight. And and that's what all of those people up top, they got tight little buttholes. They got tight little buttholes, and it's like, just let me have my weed, dude. I can't afford anything else. I can't afford a yacht.
They don't want you to have your weed. They're busy tapping their toes in a damn airport bathroom.
That's right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
for gay sex.
You saw that Anthony Weiner did.
Anthony Weiner. What?
Anthony Weiner did.
Say it again.
Anthony
homeboy
Weiner.
from Come Town. What's his name?
Anthony Weiner.
Nick Mullen.
He did Nick Mullins.
Not Nick Mullen. The other
Friedland.
Friedland. He did. Anthony Weiner did Friedland's podcast.
Yeah, all these pedophile politicians. We're gonna get one of these fuckers on our podcast. I bet we get either Greg Abbott, which was great because we won't need another chair. Either Greg Abbott or Ken Paxton or fucking Dan Patrick. One of those cocksuckers. Take a 10-minute fucking Waymo. Take a 10-minute fucking Waymo over to the stew. We would love to talk to you guys about the shit. Okay,
Hey,
I would love to talk to these
Paxton
guys.
on and be like, hey, you're looking at you're looking
lazy
at-
eye Paxton.
Yeah, you're looking at
I
Paxton.
voted for his bitch
Who
ass
am I-
when he was
what's-
getting investigated.
what's the
I voted
lieutenant
for him
governor's
even
name?
though, because I thought he was going to deport people, which, where's that at? You know what I'm saying? I voted for his
they're
fucking
doing
ass.
that.
And guess what? Now he's not even getting investigated anymore for all his fucking illegal shit he was fucking doing.
Who's
Come at me,
who's
Ken.
the lieutenant
Yeah,
governor?
Ken.
Dan Patrick. That guy can suck a
Dan
dick.
Patrick. This is what blew my mind, as I was told recently, that he owned bars in Houston
Who?
that flopped.
Who?
He's so tied into the alcohol lobbyists that he's
What?
like, yeah,
Fuck
he's
you, dude.
taken 6 figures of alcohol's like lobby money. And then now he's out
Yeah.
here holding up hometown hero bags, being like, "This shit's killing kids."
Yeah,
Yeah,
what a
that
No,
guy-
fucking
no,
dick.
bad parenting is killing kids.
Yeah, come
and
to
they
the
need a better
studio.
public education.
Come to the studio and I'll bash you in the head with this TEJAS can. I'll fucking bash you.
That's a joke. That we're not doing that. That is a fucking joke.
No, we're
This
deep
is
enough
a
into the
TEJAS
episode.
tonic and it's a murder weapon.
According to him, it's assault with a deadly weapon.
No. Let's just get Greg Abbott. Let's go straight to the top.
Ask Monford about smoking weed. He doesn't, right?
I've
Yeah.
smoked weed with Munford.
Every
I've
once
done-
in a while,
I've
I
done
can
acid
hit it.
with
But
my-
also,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've done acid
Yeah.
with Munford, dude.
Yeah,
You
let's
guys
talk
did?
about doing
wait,
drugs.
Wait. Yeah, you wait.
Let's talk about doing hallucinogens with our schizophrenic friend. Yeah. Every once in a while, but it's like the voices start getting real loud. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yo,
Question. Wait.
Go ahead, go
Wait. I want to ask. This is fun. So when did you guys do the acid together?
We
Super
did
Bowl.
acid Super Bowl 2020.
Bengals, Rams.
Superest of bowls.
Yes, it was the Super Bowl 2022,
Mhm.
and it was Rams Bengals. We did the acid
How much acid?
tab.
A tap.
We did a tab each.
Enough.
I think I did a half.
You did a half a tab because I
Yeah.
had 5 tabs. We, me, you, and Bilal did a tab each, and
You didn't
then
want to feel left out.
I
I
think
feel
we
like
gave
they got
someone a
lost in
tab.
the freezer for a while.
The
Might have got-
acid?
Remember that?
No. My mushrooms are still
Oh,
at your
the-
place.
Oh, that's right.
I got mushrooms at your place. I got mushrooms everywhere.
I
dude.
got mushrooms at my place.
Yeah.
I have
There's
a chocolate
mushrooms
bar I'm
everywhere.
afraid to touch.
Here,
Dog,
wait,
I
yeah,
got
okay,
so
yeah.
much. Okay, sorry. So we do the acid. We go to your fucking place for the Super Bowl, right?
Mhm.
That's where the tradition.
So you guys
starts.
wanted to. So you guys wanted to do
man.
acid to watch the Super Bowl.
We wanted to do acid.
The
and,
drive
yeah.
there was incredible. Who
Bro.
drove us?
Liz Splat drove us.
Right.
We were
She's sober
losing.
driving us, and I remember that one song was what the fuck is that song? Starts in my toes and a crick on my nose.
like, oh
yeah,
my God.
that song
Yeah.
was playing, and I was like, "Do you think this song is about like a diabetic?"
And I
'Cause
said, no, it's about an
started-
orgasm. And then it,
Okay.
we
Is
were
that
like,
what that is?
yeah, it's literally the song
I didn't.
about
I
an
liked that
orgasm.
song till I didn't like that
Stars in
song.
your toes,
Yeah.
make me twinkle my nose.
Yeah.
Wherever it goes,
Goes,
I always know
that
you
can
make
make
me
me
smile.
smile,
Please
please
stay
make
for
me
a
smile.
while, then just take your time. Wherever you go. My pussy.
Okay,
My
so we're at Monford's.
Yes.
We're tripping at this point, right? And Monford likes to have a good time, so he's like, "Can I do some?" And I think we gave you half a tab, and I just watched you go like, and we were all like, "Fuck."
Yeah, we just
Now
gave
it's
our-
happening.
We just gave Mumford ass.
We give Monford half a tab.
Okay, great.
So
Now-
and then,
Are
and
you
then,
mad at me?
Yeah.
Are you
It
mad at
didn't
me?
turn to that.
No, it did not. At all.
No. It was great. And then
This was playing YouTube videos on the TV.
Yeah. So before the game, I think, instead of we were watching the Puppy Bowl, instead of that, we're putting on different videos and everyone's like, I want this, and I want this. And I'm just sitting there like, dude, fucking, if there's not a dinosaur on this screen in 30 seconds, I'm going to fucking shoot someone. And then she puts on she tries to get a documentary about a dinosaur, and it's just some old guy talking about a dinosaur. It's some old white guy with white hair, and I was like, dude, what is this? A white supremasaurus? What the fuck is this shit, dude? And it just kept happening. And then the game was awesome. And then Scott Wharton showed up, and he was like, "You guys want to do mushrooms?" And I said no. And then I think you just ate one. And then Bilal ate one because he's like, if one of us does it, we all have to do it. So then I had to eat one, and then we just tripped sack. And we're in the backyard playing football, catch, and I don't know what happened. It
What
just
was all
took
that like
over,
for you?
dude.
What was that experience like for you through your eyes?
I think all I remember is just having a good time with my friends.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was kind of a blur.
it was great.
I remember at one point Marcus full body tackled me.
Yeah. We were
No
playing
way.
catch in the backyard, and then I was just like, oh, well, we're playing football,
He
and you have the ball.
broke down,
I have to tackle
watch
you,
the belt
dude.
buckle.
Yeah.
Dude,
But
I
like
was
we were tripping so hard that when he tackled me, it felt like I got tackled in shutter frames. It was like
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
like to the ground, and we're just on the ground,
Fucking
like
stop motion, dude.
laughing our asses. I'm like, what? the
And I
fuck
was
did you just
instantly
tackle
so
me?
sorry. I was like,
No,
I'm
yeah,
so
yeah.
sorry.
I was laughing.
I thought we were
It was
playing
so
football.
funny.
I remember being shocked when I saw that. I was like,
Yeah.
Marcus, did you just tackle him?
He just broke down and full Terry Tated my ass, like office linebacker.
I
Yeah,
still
What
feel
I'm
bad
not supposed to
about it.
tackle people without pads on.
we were on grass.
This isn't rugby. We're not Europeans.
I was more impressed that he
Have
got me down, honestly. But also, I was
Have you guys
noodle.
seen that stuff? Have you seen that new sport of like the rugby tackle thing, dude? Just big Hawaiian buff dudes just running at each other full speed, no pads with a ball.
Come on, rugby?
No, it's a new sport. It's like
I
that
think it's
slap.
just rugby.
Talking
Yeah.
about
No,
rugby, buddy.
No. You know how they have slap boxing now? They got the slap thing.
Yeah.
And now they have this new thing because it's just where two big dudes, 300-pound Samoan guys, they run at each other full speed, and whoever doesn't fall wins, and then they go for a money, and then they keep just doing it. And I'm like, that doesn't seem safe at all.
Is that the Oklahoma drill, or what is that one?
It's like an Oklahoma drill, but it's a full-on sport now. It's like rugby, but just like a shoot drill.
I feel like Mumford could get into slap.
Would you do
Yeah,
slap
slap
boxing?
up.
Would you do that slap thing?
You got arms on you, dude.
I could sumo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Sumo?
Have you seen
Maybe.
this? Have you seen the slap thing?
Yeah, I could probably do that.
Austin's such a weird city. There's a sumo group. You want to go? Zilker?
I've seen some of our comic buddies doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we should
Really?
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. It's a simple sport. It's obviously very, very difficult in like higher levels,
But
but
it's about leverage.
leverage
Yeah.
and moving your weight and
Buddy, everything's about leverage.
Mhm.
two
I
big guy
know that.
sport. That's fun.
Dude, we should
don't
go
get
there
that
and eat
often.
sushi.
You and I?
Get some fucking, what are the Japanese beers?
Sapporo.
Sapporos,
Yes.
Mhm.
Sapporos.
Sapporo. Not a fan
Wait,
of Japanese whiskey or beer.
Tokitori whiskey.
Yeah.
The question.
That's good, but it has a weird flavor to it.
What's it
doesn't-
like?
They use a different wood because in America they use like spruce, or I forget what it is. I think it's like different barrels, but in Japan they use a tree that's native to Japan, and it definitely makes it taste a little bit more
Oh.
tart.
How are you gonna say Japan correct,
Japan.
but you can't say sweepstakes right?
I said sweepstakes.
You said sleepstakes, and then you're gonna say Japan.
Japan's a shorter word.
That was
You know,
30
Oh.
you guys should do a sweepstake for the podcast. You should raffle
Should.
something.
Yo,
What
To
do
a
we
fan.
raffle?
Yeah.
I
Box
don't
of
know.
TEJAS tonics?
4-pack of Tejas?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this right
Start
now.
small.
That's fun. If you comment on this video, a positive comment, and say I love Tejas down low, we will pick one of you commenters, even if it's just one, and I will send you a box of Tejas tonic
And it has
of
to
your
be,
choice.
but it has to be on YouTube or Spotify.
Yeah.
No, you do YouTube. Do YouTube. Oh, YouTube. It has to be on the YouTube video, not
Yeah.
the Instagram clip that you're going to see right now.
And Devin, if it's you, I'll hand deliver it because I know you're always watching.
And you
buddy.
got to
Love
prove that you're subscribed.
And you,
Yes.
you have to be 21.
And you have to be 21.
And you
You're
have to
gonna
be
send
cool.
Send a photocopy.
Well,
they're everybody's
shout
cool.
outs
They're
this
pretty
week.
cool.
I need to message people afterwards. Tell them that we shouted them out.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out everybody who was at the live show. I don't remember their names. There was some couple who was there who was super excited. They live in Georgetown.
What'd you think of the live show?
The live show was great. I had a blast.
Why are you smirking?
You buried me.
I was just wanted to have fun.
Yeah,
you know what?
that's all-
You know what I think it is. You guys were stressed out about getting tickets and getting asses in seats, and I
Markus
just
was.
didn't have enough time. I didn't have enough time. You were hosting it.
I didn't host.
No.
Well, you were kind of.
I just closed it
you were
out.
running it. You guys were.
Yeah,
You
I
guys
was
were out
busting
on
my
South
ass.
Congress, busting your ass,
Yeah.
passing out flyers, and all I had to do was show up and just do my set.
Yeah.
You crushed. You made it hard for me.
I didn't have enough time to think about anything.
I thought it was a fun crowd. I had a good time.
Yeah, it was fun.
They were good. We do have this weird thing going on where the front row is always just like a bunch of hot chicks.
Yeah.
It happened again.
Yeah.
A lady came into Sunset. I was out the door last night. And she's like, "Are you the one that was speaking Spanish?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I love that.
Hell
I might be
yeah.
onto
I
something
love
with
that.
that. Just throwing the Spanglish into the set torta.
No,
Just doing
it's
this.
phenomenal, bro. Big fan of it.
It could
Yeah.
work.
No, it does work, and I think that it makes that bit even more inclusive.
right.
For it's like
It's like, no, I'm not being hateful.
you're like
I love you
yeah,
guys.
You're indulged in the culture as well. Mumford knows more Spanish than I do.
I bet.
So
It's crazy.
Well, Monford has a bit about how he gets hit by a young Latina in his car,
Mhm.
right? And I don't want to ruin the bit too much,
Yes,
but
I love that
essentially
bit.
you
That's
get
a
in
very
a car
funny bit.
accident with
Yeah.
Is that a real story?
Hispanic woman.
It's a real story, Michael.
okay, so let's hear about the real story. So what happens in the real? Let's hear the real story.
I got rear-ended. She was on herself. She was on her phone, probably not paying attention. But what pissed me off about it was like she thought it was funny. She was like laughing and she didn't have a license. She didn't have insurance. She calls her parents. The parents show up. I call the cops. Let's get a police report. And then I find out that doesn't even matter in Texas because the
Police
insurance
report?
companies handle liability and fault,
Really?
not the cops.
What?
Yeah.
But the
Where I
police
can't-
report can determine fault. That's what insurance uses the police report for.
They ticketed her for driving without a license.
Yeah, she should have been declared at
How old
fault.
was she?
But at the time, I'm like, oh, I'm about to get paid. I'm gonna get it. I'm going to Carvana.
I got 3 coins.
No,
Like Mario,
I'm
dude.
just driving an SUV without a bumper for a year and a half.
I
That's all that
remember that.
happened.
Did your
That's how I knew it
insurance
was
make
you.
you whole?
Yeah. No, the
So-
insurance didn't cover shit.
No
See, and
insurance
that's
made
it.
you whole?
That's what's crazy about it.
The insurance
No.
that she gave me canceled her policy, so they didn't pay for anything.
That's
That's
crazy.
That's the.
I can
That's
tell you
not.
which
That's
insurance
what's so
company it
messed
was.
up
We
with the
talk
whole
about
insurance.
that. What was that one called Amex?
Yeah,
That we
I
see.
was about to say I could tell you which insurance company. It's
It's-
called Amex. That's what they do. They cancel your policy.
It doesn't make
It's
any
$32
sense.
a month for liability insurance, and then as soon as you get in an accident, they cancel your policy.
But that doesn't. So that's another loophole.
Defeats the
So it's
point
like,
of
why
the
do you need?
insurance.
Yeah, it does.
keeps you legal.
But you have to pay. You have to buy that. It's just the
And that's
squeeze.
not- that-
it's another aspect of the squeeze.
That's why I just like I said, I'm just trying to go to work and drink a beer at the end of the night. That's all I do. But insurance, you
And you
need
gotta
it.
hope that I hope that there's a reckless person hits me in their car that is wealthy. I need a
Yeah.
rich person to hit
Yeah,
me.
but that's
Dude,
the crazy
they're
thing is
so
though, because
disorganized.
then the insurance. So another thing is though, if you get into like a fender bender or whatever, or your window breaks, like when like if someone breaks into your car, the insurance will cover it. But guess how much your
Policy goes up.
Your policy, what's it called? Your copay or whatever.
Yeah, $250.
Oh, it's you got to pay. You got to give us $1,000. Then we'll cover the window.
Yeah, so you go and get
well, the
deductibles.
window.
Scam,
well,
dude.
it's deductible. That's what it is.
So you could pay a higher premium, monthly premium, but if you want a lower deductible.
But that's the thing. But it's crazy because it's always like if it's a simple thing that insurance should cover. If I was to get the window covered by them, I have to pay $1,000. Then they cover it, and then my insurance goes up.
yeah.
It doesn't make any
It
sense,
goes
and it
up
doesn't
for
make
using
sense
it.
how it's
It's
legal.
the greatest Ponzi
Scam?
scheme of all time. With my mom, she just she canceled one car recently because it was out of commission, and they canceled the wrong car's policy. So she drove like down to Galveston and back up through Texas, completely uncovered on a 2022 vehicle that needs full coverage. And then they were just like, "Oops."
Yeah, the oops.
And they,
the
oops is great. I'm like,
stuff.
no, they were like, this vehicle hasn't been covered for 4 months. Like my lien holder could sue you right now for this. Like you need to backdate the insurance, and I need 4 months of insurance free because I've been paying for the wrong car to be covered that's been out of commit. And they're just like, we'll make it right on our end. They just like, we'll backdate the insurance. It's like, okay, but even then, you get into a car accident, they're just like, well, I don't know, man.
It's
You know
evil.
my story with it.
I'm
Yeah.
done with it. I'm a sovereign citizen now.
Hell yeah. dude.
You're a traveler.
I identify as Hello Kitty. I'm not showing you nothing.
yeah.
I'm gonna record you.
Where's your badge number?
What name?
You don't need my
name and
badge number. Yes, I fucking do need your badge number, goddammit. I
And
don't know
the-
you're a cop.
This
yeah,
is where
and the
this is where
supervisor.
Mumford's libertarian roots come out.
Hell
He's a
yeah,
sovereign
dude.
citizen
That's what we're
now.
talking about while you were taking your piss, dude.
I'm a non-for-hire traveler.
yeah.
You cannot. Speeding does not exist if you don't abide by the laws. Laws are just threats from the government.
So could you? So that's a thing you can actually be, right?
I don't know.
Can you? But it doesn't work like
No.
that, right?
No.
Dude,
You're the one guy we have to tell, no, it does not work.
I hear those stories of those people who are like, I stopped paying income tax and nothing ever happened. I get a hard on when I see those stories.
But I feel
The
like
people
if
are like, you don't
you
have to
did
pay
that
that.
Taxes
personally,
are illegal.
Yeah.
they become
Well, that's the thing.
Be
It's like I
coming for
paid
you.
my taxes and they're still like, they send me a letter like, it just doesn't seem right.
It's
I'm
the
like, what
parking ticket phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's you pay for parking, you get a ticket because you alerted the authorities that you'd be there for 2 hours. So they come in 2 hours and they check to make sure you left. But you were there 5 minutes longer. They ticket you. It's the same
bastards.
thing where you pay your taxes. The government goes, well, let's go check on that. They check on it and they go, there's a little bit more. It's the same thing. The moment there's like,
But they don't
in my-
know.
in,
They
like,
aren't,
growing
they aren't
up, the
checking.
culture
They're
of, like,
guessing.
I don't know. My dad always told me, my mom always told me, you never call the cops unless your life is in danger and you need someone that's armed to protect you. You never get the government involved.
Yeah.
The government is not your friend. The Supreme Court is literally written in a statement, do not talk to peace officers.
Yeah.
Everything you tell a peace officer can and will be used against you in court. And that's coming from the Supreme Court justices who are
what
law and order affiliated.
Yeah. And that's what I found that out in L.A. when my car got.
Where are you coming from is incriminating information in the right situation.
I was in L.A. and my car got broken into, and I reported it. There was a cop. I reported it, and then 5 days later, my car got broken into again, and I called the cops. And then I told people, and this is what I found out. I told people, I was like, I gotta wait for the cops, and then like I got basically laughed at. Like, why are you? They're like, and the cops kind of laughed at me too. They're like, we'll look for it or whatever. And it's like, they don't do shit. And I was like, oh, it doesn't matter. None of this matters.
No.
And then I call the same window company that I called to fix my window 5 days prior. And I go, can I get a discount on the window? And he goes, hey, I give you $5 off. See?
$5 off.
And I'm like, yeah, I'll take it.
Have you ever been arrested, Monford?
many times.
For what?
Resisting arrest, underage drinking, possession of marijuana, possession of paraphernalia, hit and run, eluding police.
The hit and run service. I heard about this recently. Can we talk about? Can we talk about
Whichever
it?
one you're
I
comfortable
popped a
talking about.
handful of Klonopin. I decided to go to the bank to get a 20 out so I could buy a gram of weed. I get to the bank. I run into the bank. I take off. I hit another car. I
Wait,
rear-ended
what do you mean
another
you ran
car.
into the bank?
I've seen
I
Ocean's 11.
backed into the building trying to go through the bank ATM drive-through. But
to drive. They got
the
arrows, buddy.
Klonopin, the
Okay, yeah, the
Yeah,
Klonopin.
the
benzo
Klonopin.
has hit me, and I'm not in this plane of
Yeah,
existence
the
anymore.
benzo hit you. You hit
I'm
the
behind
bank.
the wheel of a 1993 Oldsmobile.
No power steering.
That's the car I had.
Great
at
years.
night.
It's carbureted. This
Dude,
vehicle
you are-
is literally carbureted.
You are back in time right now, and
I had to get out of Virginia, or I was just going to be in a constant, perpetual state of arrest and court.
wait,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
we go back to this. Can we talk? Wait, so you no? What?
We're
Oh, we
almost
have
out
to
of time.
end.
Yeah.
Anyways, I hit a car. The cops chased me. They did a pit maneuver. Threw me out of the vehicle. There's a helicopter. I was leading them on a low-speed chase through.
Low speed chase.
You've all taken Xanax. You're you know what
Oh
that's
yeah.
like.
Yeah, but I haven't done that on Xanax. I had a good
I was a
nap.
good driver on Xanax. You know what I didn't do on Xanax? Go to the bank.
Well, I thought that I could go to the bank and get back before it hit me.
Just bar tarted out the
Dude.
bank. I need a loan for $10,000.
And then I was like, I just tapped that car. I'm just gonna drive home. No
Yeah.
one's gonna say nothing.
It's literally the
Tap
scene
that
from
car, it's bent in half.
Wolf of Wall Street when he takes the fucking shit. He takes
He takes the.
It was like that.
Oh,
yeah,
I
whatever
swear.
those pills are, dude. And then he fucking
get off the phone.
Steve Madden.
Yeah, it's what was he taking? Fucking
Quaaludes.
Quaaludes.
dude.
And they hit, and he got to the phone, and then he's crawling out of the stairs. It's
My
hilarious.
favorite scene in that movie is when Jonah Hill goes up to Leo and he goes like, "Just smoke crack with me, bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just smoke crack with me, bro."
I came up one time to a trip on that scene, and it was the wildest scene in the world to come up with. Like it was hitting me,
Yeah.
and it's just Leonardo DiCaprio and Jonah Hill in a attached shed
phone
to a
booth,
bad
yeah.
Yeah, they're in
bar,
a
and they're
phone
just
booth.
whipping crack, and I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm on drugs right now.
Yeah,
and you're
dude.
just like, ooh.
Nothing like being on drugs, watching someone do drugs, and you'd be like, Yeah.
I'm not doing those drugs though. I'm a good person.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. Anyways,
Thank you guys so much for checking out this week's episode. One more shout out to Monford Davis, our guest, best friend Monford Davis on Instagram.
Absolutely.
And make sure you like, comment, subscribe to all of our stuff. And we'll see you guys next week.
make sure to comment. The sweepstakes is real.
It is.
It is.
So comment down below. You love TEJAS. Shout out the pod. We'll get you a package.
Boom.
Boom.
Thank you.